Hello. Okay. Good morning, all. So yesterday we discussed IoT. So what is IoT? What is the internet? Okay. What is the things to things? What is the machine to machine? So what are the issues will becomes in IoT? What are the benefits of IoT? Okay. Yesterday we discussed what is internet, what is IoT. IoT will be have definitions, different types of definitions. Like first definition is ITU standard definition, IETF definition, okay, EU definition. So these IEEE definition. So these definitions are discussed in the afternoon session, yesterday afternoon. And next, how IoT will be used. Okay, in India, how many people are connected to IoT? In entire world, how many people are connected to IoT? And what is IoT? Industrial Internet of Things. Then last afternoon section, we discuss applications of IoT. So applications of IoT: smart home, smart agriculture, smart transport, smart retail, smart healthcare. సో నిన్న ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ క్లాస్లో వీడియో చూసారా? వచ్చిందమ్మా? ఓకే, రైట్, థ్యాంక్ యూ. సో హియర్ టుడే విల్ డిస్కస్ వాట్ ఆర్ ద క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ ఆఫ్ ఐఓటీ. ఈ రోజు మనం నేర్చుకునేది ఏంటి? క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ ఆఫ్ ఐఓటీ. వాట్ ఆర్ ద ఫీచర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఐఓటీ? దెన్ yesterday also we discuss building blocks of the IoT. That again, once again repeating: building blocks of IoT, characteristics of IoT, features of IoT. Then we'll go for the second unit. The second unit will start architecture of the IoT and edge computing. If time sufficient, we'll go for the next IoT case. Okay. So healthcare sectors. So IoT will be used. Okay. For example, you want take here this human. So hard if you want take here this hand, or if you want to take here, what are that if they are running? So the pulse rate. So all every information will be going to where? Antenna. So this antenna means is a device. So what is the IoT simple example? ABCD. What is IoT? The simple example is what? ABCD. What is ABCD? A for application, B for big data, C for connectivity, D for what? Device. IoT what? ABCD. ABCD means what? Application, big data, connectivity, device. And first, what is required if you want to get a data? And one more example also given. If you have data, data will give information, information will give knowledge, knowledge will give wisdom. డేటా ఏమిస్తుంది మనకు? ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇస్తుంది. ఏమిస్తుందమ్మా? ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఏమొస్తుంది? దాని ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ వల్ల ఏమొస్తుంది మనకు? నాలెడ్జ్ వస్తుంది. నాలెడ్జ్ ద్వారా ఏమొస్తుంది మనకు? విజ్డమ్ వస్తుంది. సేమ్ ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఐఓటీ, సో వాట్ ఈస్ రిక్వైర్డ్? డివైసెస్. ఫస్ట్ ఏం కావాలి మనకు? డివైసెస్. ద సెన్సార్ ఇస్ ద డివైస్. Sensor is a device, Bluetooth is a device, Ethernet is a device. These all devices, they gather the information. They will be collect the information. The collected information they give to the next one is what? Connectivity. So network is what? We have some protocols. Connection protocols. What are the connection protocols? If you want to use Wi-Fi, WiMAX, Z-Wave, Zigbee, RFID, NFC. Okay, these are all protocols. So these protocols, they want to transfer the data. ఎక్కడ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేస్తాయి? ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేయాలంటే ఏం కావాలి మనకు? ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేయాలంటే ఏం కావాలి? హౌ యూ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ద డేటా? ఏం కావాలి? internet. Internet. If you have internet, so if you want to transfer the data, so that data will be go to the where. Next one is what? Big data. B for what? Big data. So we need to store the local server. We need to store the data where? Local server or cloud server. మనం ఎక్కడ సేవ్ చేసుకోవచ్చమ్మా? క్లౌడ్ సర్వర్లో సేవ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, లేదంటే లోకల్ సర్వర్లైనా డేటాను స్టోర్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ ద డేటా వి నీడ్ టు వాట్ విల్ డూ? అప్లికేషన్స్. So because of applications, we need to what will happen? We need to analytic the data. We need to report. We get the reports. Patient report కావాలి. Patient report ఎట్లా వస్తుంది? For example, here check. See, first this is the human being. The human being, what will happen? They want to check the sugar level, daily monitoring. The data will be given to through the Wi-Fi. So that information will be connected to this device. They will be transfer the data. Where it is stored? In a particular local server or cloud storage. So in that data, what will happen? This is application. This application, what will happen? They will get a report. అంటే షుగర్ లెవెల్ అనేది డైలీ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుందా, డౌన్ఫాల్ అవుతుందా? ఓకే, దట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఓన్లీ one disease. If you want to take patient data, so in the patient data, what will happen? They will collect the data after 20 years, whether you want to get a heart problem, whether you want to get a kidney problem, they get a fat liver problem, or get knee problems, or you want to get bone problems, whether you get a cancer problem. That kind of prediction will be there. How you predict? Because of data. How you get the data? The sensors will be collecting the data through internet. It will be transfer the data. Where it is stored? In a cloud. ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ అవుతుందమ్మా? In a cloud. In the cloud, we need to either cloud or local storage. We take the data. We need to analyze because of some algorithms, AML algorithms, or if you want to use LLM algorithms, or if you want to use blockchain technology, whether you want to use NLP technology, whether you want to use quantum technology, any technology on the based on data. Okay. So here, this IoT, lot of information we are getting. Not only single data, we have multiple millions of billions of data. Today, in the internet, so why? Because we have a mobiles. So in this mobiles, everyone have in India, in Andhra Pradesh, in Telangana, everyone have a human smart device. So this smart device, it should be have sensors. This sensor, what will happen? The location sensors, it will be capturing the data. So GPS tracking. Every data will be stored in a particular cloud. Okay, if you want to book a Rapido, okay, bike or auto or car, just you want to open an application. So you need to application will be where you need to track the more data. Where is the auto? Where is the car? Where is a particular what you call bike? So we need to tracking. ఆ డ్రైవర్ ఏం చేస్తాడు? మనం ఎక్కడ ఉన్నదో డ్రైవర్ తెలుస్తుంది, డ్రైవర్ ఎక్కడ ఉన్నదో మనకు తెలుస్తుంది. ఎట్లా? బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దట్ అప్లికేషన్. హౌ గెట్ ద అప్లికేషన్? జీపీఎస్. ఎట్లా వస్తుంది మనకు ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్? జీపీఎస్లో మన మొబైల్ లొకేషన్, దే విల్ గో టు ది డేటాబేస్ సర్వర్, హీ విల్ బి చెక్. సో దిస్ లొకేషన్ విల్ బి దేర్ ఇన్ ద కైట్ స్టూడెంట్. సో దే విల్ బి ఆటో ఆర్ కార్, దే విల్ కమ్ టు ది కైట్. మనకు తెలుస్తుంది వాళ్ళ ముందు? తెలియదు. ఎట్లా తెలుస్తుంది వాళ్ళు? బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దిస్ అప్లికేషన్ దే విల్ బి ట్రాక్ అవుట్. సో హియర్ industrial IoT. So industrial IoT 4.0. If you want to take industrial purpose, so these are we can use oil purpose, gas purpose, okay, what do you call petrol purpose, or if you want to use manufacturing purpose, lot of application we are using industrial IoT. If you take simple example, railway is the industrial IoT. So where is the rail? Okay, we need to track the rail. So we need to get the information. So every information we need to tracking. We need to monitoring. Or if you want to take gas, so if you want to take Indian gas, or if you want to take HP gas, so the gas systems through pipeline. So somewhat data, what will happen when into transferring? Somewhere it will be leak. Somewhere it will be leak. We need to the sensor will identify the gas sensor identify the gas is leak. So when it automatically it will comes to the alarm. Based on the alarm, what will happen? We need to find out the where is the gas is leak. అంటే గ్యాస్ అనేది పైప్‌లైన్ ద్వారా వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఎక్కడ లీక్ అయిందో ఆ గ్యాస్ సెన్సార్ అనేది ఏం చేస్తది? ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తది. సింపుల్ వన్ మోర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. మన అపార్ట్మెంట్ ఉంది. మన అపార్ట్మెంట్‌లో ఒక 5 ఫ్లోర్స్ ఉన్నాం. అది లేకుంటే 10 ఫ్లోర్స్. సో, వాటర్ ట్యాంక్ ఎక్కడుంటది? పైన ఉంటది. వాటర్ ట్యాంక్ ఏంటంటే మనము బోర్ ఆన్ చేస్తే, పంప్ ఆన్ చేస్తే, పంప్ హౌస్ ఆన్ చేస్తే, పంప్ ఏమైతే వాటర్ అంతా ఫిల్ చేస్తది. వాటర్ ఫిల్ అయినంక వాటర్ ఫిల్ అయిందా? లేదా? వాటర్ ఉందా? లేదా? మనం తెలుసుకోవాలి కదా! మన ఓనర్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మన ఇంటి ఓనర్ అనుకోండి. ఆ వాటర్ ఫుల్ అయిందో తెలవది. వాటర్ లేదని తెలవది. వాటర్ ఫుల్ అయిపోతుంది. కిందికి పోతుంది. వాటర్ అంతా వేస్ట్ అయితుంది. మనము కింది నుంచి పైకి వెళ్ళగలుగుతామా? వెళ్ళలేము. సో, సింపుల్ వెన్ యూ పంప్ ఈస్ ఆన్, the tank is water is full, you will get a notification. Tank is full. Tank is full. So that kind of advantage of the IoT. సో ట్యాంక్ అనేది ఫుల్ అయినప్పుడు లేదంటే ఇంట్లో కూడా ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కిడ్స్ కానీ ఓల్డ్ ఏజ్ పీపుల్ కానీ వెన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫాల్ డౌన్ automatically the notification go to the particular son or parents. Your son or your parent will be fall down in the room. Sometimes when a vehicle is traveling, some accident is happen, so that information will go to the particular hospital or particular relative person. Okay. So these all applications. Okay. ఇంతకుముందు మళ్ళీ చెప్పాను ఇది సేమ్. See, these are all vehicles. We are collecting the data. So after collecting the data, we can need to transferring here. We need to transfer the data. After transfer the data, what will happen? We need to process. ఇదంతా ఇవన్నీ ఏంటి? డివైసెస్. We need to collect. Sorry. We need to collecting the data. The data we need to transfer. After transferring the data, what will happen? Will be have center the storaging of data. After storing the data, what will happen? We have last మనం ఏం చేస్తాము? ఇది చూస్తాం. మనం చూసేది ఏంది? ఇది. What is the here? Application. Application, A for application, B for big data, C for connectivity. Last one is what? Devices. Ultimately, we'll be getting reports. Okay, here applications. Or if you want to monitor, if you want to analytic. So sensors will comes, see, make a sensor. What will happen? It will be collect the information. It will be collect the object information. That object information it should be convert. It should be convert electromagnetic signal. Electro signals. Why? Why it should be convert electro signals? Signal can convert the data. Convert the data. చెప్పండి. Why it should be convert? CN. You have CN subject. Computer networks. కంప్యూటర్ నెట్వర్క్స్ లో మీకు ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ అయిందా? అయిందా? అయిందా కాలేదా? అయిందండి. యూనిట్ అయిందండి. హాఫ్ కంప్లీటెడ్. వెరీ గుడ్. సో హాఫ్లో కంప్యూటర్ హౌ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్, హౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ అండర్స్టాండ్ కంప్యూటర్? బైనరీ ఫార్మ్. విచ్ ఫార్మ్? Binary form. What is the binary form? Zeros and ones. The computer can understand zeros and ones. So in the first unit, you have transmission media. ఒక టాపిక్ ఉంటుంది ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ మీడియా. సో ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ మీడియా ఇఫ్ యూ డేటా ఈస్ కన్వర్ట్ ఇన్ టు బిట్స్, it should be converted into what? Bits. So the signals should be converted into waves. The waves nothing but high is indicate 1, low is indicate 0. So here the sensor same, the physical object information should be gathered, it should be converted into electromagnetic signals. Okay, why? Because we need to have digitalized data. Digital means what? Zeros and ones. So daily life will be use smartwatches, okay, smart everything we need to use nowadays. We completely smart devices. Okay, so here if you want to just have a coffee, have a tea, just we have to press two button, automatically the coffee will become. So if you want to go to airport, so in the airport what will happen? If you want standing on the doors, automatically doors will be open. If you want to put your hand on the tap, so automatically water will be comes. That is the technology of the IoT. Okay. See, note down. So here the IoT what is required? Sensors, computers, low power connectivity, capable mobile device, power of the cloud. So make a note. Don't mind noise. Make a note. Only 1 minute. Okay. See, complete ఏమో అయిపోయిందండి. Completed. Okay. See, sensor is a very tiny small device. The tiny device we need to keep in the patient. We need to keep in the agriculture. We need to keep in the neurons. Okay, different types of sensors will be there. Neuron sensors. Okay, what you call gas sensors, temperature sensors, ultra sensors. Hello. Okay. See, సెన్సార్ అనేది చాలా చిన్నగా ఉంటుందమ్మా. ఓకే, సెన్సార్స్ హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్ లో పెట్టచ్చు, నెర్వ్స్ లో పెట్టచ్చు. ఓకే, యూ వాంట్ టు టేక్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు యూజ్ లీఫ్ detection purpose, if you want to use gas, if you want to find out the temperature, if you want to level up the depth of the water also, we need to use a sensor. Sensor అనేది చాలా చిన్నగా ఉంటుంది, టిన్ని స్మాల్ సైజ్. It should be have a cheap, so it should be pay, very cheap of cost. And here we need to use the device in the small computers, and it should be used low power connectivity. If you want to use satellite, it will require more connection is required, more. Hello. So more connectivity required. So పవర్ అనేది తక్కువ యూజ్ చేస్తుంది, లో పవర్. ఇప్పుడు శాటిలైట్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం అనుకోండి, శాటిలైట్కి ఎక్కువ కావాలి. ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ యూజ్ ఎనీ వాట్ యు కాల్ network. So if you want connected a laptop or if you want connected, if you want to use more network will be used. So sensor అనేది will be used low power and it should be used mobile device. So in this mobile device we have a sensor. The sensor is a small device, a tinny device. We need to use low power consumption. ఎంత యూజ్ చేస్తామమ్మా ఇలా 100 వాట్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తామా 200 వాట్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తామా యూజ్ చేయం కదా. సో హియర్ విల్ బి యూస్ స్మాల్ వోల్టేజ్ 3.5 voltage or 0.5 voltage, that will be power will be used. And this data, the power, where it is stored in a cloud, whether you want to use the cloud or whether you want to use a local storage. మళ్ళీ చెప్తున్నా, సెన్సార్స్ అనేది చిన్నగా ఉంటాయి. సో ఇట్ వెరీ బి లో కాస్ట్. సెన్సార్ ఏం చేస్తుంది సార్? ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్, సెన్సార్ ఏం చేస్తుంది? సెన్సార్ విల్ బి క్యాప్చరింగ్ ద డేటా. Sensor will be, what will happen? It will be capturing the data. It should be convert. It should be convert. How convert? It should be converted into electromagnetic signals. It should be converted into signal. Why signal? Because the machine can understand binary form. The machine can understand what? Binary form. That is the binary form. What? Zeros and ones. Okay. See, it's chala low cost, and we need to use small computer devices. And we need to use low power consumption will be used. That is, what is the advantages is sensor? They can use low power. Battery and chala takku unte power takku use cheస్తారు. And we can use number of smart devices, and we need to use the data where it is stored in the cloud. This is comes under your third unit actually. Third unit lo mix sensor and what are the types of sensors that will becomes, because a small introduction I given here brief. So this is the accelerator sensor. Okay, this is what you call Fonted sensor, force sensor. This will be find the pulse sensor. Pulse. You need to identify the pulse. So we can use this kind of sensor. If we make third unit lo types of sensors వస్తాయి. Okay, ఆ types of sensor లో we need to write what is the sensor, what are the types of sensor, what is the accumulator, what is the transducer, that will be discussed in the third unit. But here this sensor, this pulse, ఇదంతా ఏంది మన ఫింగర్ కదా, ఈ ఫింగర్ కి టచ్ చేస్తే మన పల్స్ రేట్ విల్ బి ఐడెంటిఫైడ్. The pulse rate will be identified. Okay. సో రెగ్యులర్గా మీకు స్మార్ట్ వాచ్ తెలుసు. స్మార్ట్ వాచ్ మనము యూజ్ చేస్తాం. స్మార్ట్ వాచ్ ఎంత ఉంటుంది? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 700, 800, 900. It will be starting from 900. So in the sensor, what will happen? It should be record. It should be record your oxygen level, your BP, or if you're walking, how many steps you want to walk. Okay, which time you are wake upping, which time you are sleeping. Everything should be recorded. That is only small device. The sensor will be capturing everything. Okay. So just now I told this ABCDs. Okay, ABCD and endi. So these are devices, these are connectivity, these are data, these are application. So this is called as a ABCD. So IoT means simple example, simple అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. ఏమిది? అప్లికేషన్ ఉంటుంది, డేటా ఉంటుంది, కనెక్టివిటీ ఉంటుంది, డివైస్. అది టాప్ టు బాటమ్ అప్రోచ్. విచ్ అప్రోచ్ మా? Top to bottom. So bottom to top approach, devices, connectivity, data and application. Okay. So మార్నింగ్ చెప్పాను, just now I told. So we need to use connectivity, number of protocols, not only these protocols, ఇవే కాదు చాలా ఉన్నాయి protocols. So I already told Wi-Fi will be used, LDA, long term evaluation, Bluetooth, Zigbee, wireless LAN. So these are all protocols. These are all protocols. So here you know Wi-Fi, WiMAX, Zigbee, NFC, RFID, okay, and what you call LoRa. These are all kind of protocols. These are communication between connectivity. These are all used for what? Connectivity protocols. Next one is if you want to use devices. Sir, ఏం devices యూజ్ చేస్తాము? Devices ఏం యూజ్ చేస్తాం అంటే మొబైల్ యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు, సెన్సార్ యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు, వేరియబుల్ ఎనర్జీ యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు, ఎనర్జీ హార్వెస్టింగ్ యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు, సెక్యూరిటీ అండ్ ప్రైవసీ. దీస్ ఆర్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ devices. If these are completed applications. See, in the internet, every 60 seconds, okay, in within a 1 minute. So every seconds, so 60 seconds, so lot of data will be there. They will be storing. So for example, if you want to use music, or if you want to use ads, if you want to use Skype or WhatsApp, if you want to use Twitter, if you want to use Instagram, if you want to use Facebook, or if you want to use Google, okay, or if you want to use number of YouTube, all this data, this is the large, the billions or millions of data will be collecting. So only 1 second, only 1 second, sorry, 60 seconds means 1 minute. So this will be collecting the data. So billions of trillions of data we are storing in a data. Okay. Already yesterday class I told IoT is anytime, any place, anywhere. So if you want to use anytime, so 24 by 7, morning, night, evening, midnight. So we need to use anytime, any place, whether it is Kakinada, whether it is Amlapuram, whether it is Vizag, whether it is Bhimavaram, we need to use any place and anything, any device you need to connect it. What are the things? Whether you want to use PC, whether you want to use laptop, whether you want to desktop, whether you want to use smartwatch, whether you want to use smart TV, or whether you want to use smartphone. So any device we need to use. Anything, any place, any time, that is a IoT. So make a subheading for exam point of view. Okay. So this is the exam point of view. Challenges of IoT. What are the challenges? Challenge will be faced in this IoT. So last, it visible. అమ్మాయిలు. Okay. So in the first unit, introduction to IoT, consumer IoT, industrial IoT, and building blocks of IoT, Last topic is applications of IoT. So already completed your first unit. Okay. So only one topics. We'll go for the second unit. Okay. It's completed. It's completed. Amma. So am I in? Okay, sir. Okay. So we are facing a lot of issues here in this IoT technology standards. So if you want to high, when it comes IoT will be have high peak, the standards will becomes low peak. So coordination will be missing. The coordination will be missing. They will becomes one of the challenges of the IoT. So here the technology standardization most areas still pending, still need to upgrade. The upgradation is not there. For example, you are there, you are third year. So in the third year, next semester, you will get a internships opportunities. Next opportunity is what? Internships. If your internship is completed, you will go for the full-time offer. Okay. So if you still you're not updated, still మన ఇంకా అప్డేట్ కాలేదనుకోండి, you will be you will face for a job opportunity because still your 2-1 is 1-1 completed, 1-2 completed, 2-1 completed, 2-2 completed. You are in the third year. So you need to create a resume. This time you have to create a resume. You have to all create a profiles. Okay, like a GitHub link undale. You should be have LinkedIn profile. You should be have hacker account, lead code account. This kind of profiles you should be required. Then technically you should be strong, whether you DSCA. Okay, DSA compulsory for the CSC, CSM, data science, CA, every branch. Either C. C start with everything. C for what? Coding. C and the coding, not computer. C for here now coding. Without coding, we can't get a computer jobs, desktop jobs. మనకు జాబ్ కావాలంటే కోడింగ్ రావాల్సిందే. అది ఏ కంపెనీ అయినా. ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ గో ఫర్ Infosys, coding required. If you want to go for Vachusa, coding required. If you want to go for TechM, coding is required. If you want to go for Capgemini, coding required. If you want to go for Cognizant, coding is required. Coding and a second round. First round, aptitude, verbal, logical reasoning. Okay, these are all rounds. Gaming round, psychometric round. These are all rounds. అంటే సి అంటే ఏంది మనకు కోడింగ్. ఆ కోడింగ్ ఈ షుడ్ బి రిక్వైర్డ్. దెన్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్. Ultimately, projects will be show you are capable. The project should be independent project, not group project. Group project ఉండదు, మొబైల్ యూజ్ చేయదు. You should be have a independent project. So independent project will be speak knowledge. అంటే ఏంది, డేటా ఉంటే మన దగ్గర ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఉంటుంది, ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ వస్తే నాలెడ్జ్ వస్తుంది. అంటే మీరు ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేసిన అనుకోండి, యూ విల్ బి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్. సో దట్ యూ నీడ్ టు అప్డేట్. ఇఫ్ యూ నాట్ అప్డేటెడ్, స్టిల్ యూ నాట్ ఫేస్ ఎ ప్రాబ్లమ్, యూ విల్ బి ఫేసింగ్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఇన్ ఇంటర్వ్యూ. 3-2లో ఇంటర్న్షిప్ మిస్ అవుతుంది, 4-1 వచ్చే వరకు జాబ్ కావాలంటే అప్పుడు జాబ్ రాదు, అప్పుడు ఇబ్బంది అవుతుంది. సో ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ద టెక్నాలజీ స్టిల్ పెండింగ్, స్టిల్ అప్గ్రేడెడ్, ఇట్ షుడ్ బి ఫ్రాగ్మెంటెడ్ ఓన్లీ. అండ్ వీ నీడ్ టు హ్యావ్ ఫోర్కాస్టింగ్ ఇన్నోవేషన్, వీ నీడ్ టు rapidly 2000, for example 2026, still we need to vision of the 2040 2030, we need to have forecasting is very very important. And still here governments still in the updation purpose only. And here very very important point is third one is privacy and security. Privacy and security. Every data, the sensitive data, for example my mobile is there, my mobile have a sensor. In the sensor it should be capturing the data, my locations, okay, my information. So what are the data will be there, it should be have a protection. So if the protection is not there, so what will happen, the hackers hack the data, they will be leak the data, will get a problems. So that is the privacy and security very very important. And you should be have vulnerability internet. So if internet is weak, vulnerability means what, weak. Vulnerability అంటే ఏందమ్మా, వీక్ అన్నట్టు. సో వేర్ ఈజ్ యువర్ కనెక్షన్ ఈజ్ వీక్, యువర్ డేటా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ఈజ్ వీక్ కనెక్షన్, సో ఆటోమేటికలీ దే విల్ బి అటాక్, they will attack your internet, they will be capture the data, the sensitive data will be capturing. That is the challenges. Major challenge is what here, sorry, the major challenge is what, privacy. So and security, vulnerability of internet and technology. First one is what, technology. Second one is what, forecasting. Third one is what, privacy and security. Fourth one is what, absence of governance. Fifth one is what, vulnerability internet. So here, same legal, regulatory, technical control, social ethics, and marketing follow. So we need to follow the ethics. When you making a data, you need to follow the, for example, patient data. When you taking the patient data, so that data we need to follow the ethics. We don't make any trouble to the particular patient. Or don't blame, or don't make it ఏమంటారు, ఇబ్బంది. సో వీ నీడ్ టు డోంట్ ఫోర్స్. సో దట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్ విల్ బి దేర్. వీ నీడ్ టు ఫాలో ద ఎథిక్స్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ యూ వాంట్ టు మేకింగ్ ఫార్మింగ్, యూ నీడ్ టు క్రాప్ డిటెక్షన్. క్రాప్ డిటెక్షన్ మీన్స్ యూ నీడ్ టు టేక్ ఏ పర్మిషన్ ఫ్రమ్ ది ఫార్మర్. ఫార్మర్ నుంచి మనం ఏం తీసుకోవాలి, పర్మిషన్ తీసుకోవాలి. యూ వాంట్ టు కలెక్టింగ్ ద డేటా ఫ్రమ్ పేషెంట్, యూ నీడ్ టు టేక్ ద పర్మిషన్ ఫ్రమ్ ది హాస్పిటల్. సో దెన్ ఓన్లీ యూ నీడ్ టు మేక్. అదర్వైజ్ యూ నాట్ టేక్ ఎనీ పర్మిషన్, వాట్ విల్ హ్యాపెన్, యూ కమ్స్ అండర్ ద లీగల్ ఇష్యూస్, కాపీరైట్ ఇష్యూస్. ఓకే. Make a note. Limitations of IoT. Limitations of IoT. అయిపోయిందండి. It's completed. Yes or no? లిమిటేషన్స్ ఏందంటే limitations will becomes first is what here the extreme situations. Extreme is the peak situations where it is happened, very hot, very cold areas. Okay. For example, if you take very hot area or very cold area, for example, if you want to take Kashmir. Okay. So in the Kashmir, when the temperature will becomes minus, okay, in that time the sensor cannot detect sometimes. Sensors cannot be detected, so that kind of issues will becomes in this challenges. This is the one of the limitation. Very hard. If you want to take a very hard situation, for example, Rajasthan state. So in the Rajasthan state, or if you want to take in a industrial purpose. Industrial purpose means when you're making a what you call chemicals, the production, chemical productions. So chemical production, it will be heat will be generated more. So that time we cannot be identify. That is one of the challenges, one of the limitation of this IoT. ఎక్కువ కూల్ ఉన్న చాలా తక్కువ చల్లగా ఉండడం లేదంటే ఎక్కువ వేడిగా ఉండడం వల్ల అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే వీ కెనాట్ బి డిటెక్టెడ్, వీ కెనాట్ బి ఐడెంటిఫై. సో దట్ ఆర్ ద లిమిటేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ ది IoT. సో so in this minus Celsius, minus temperature, if it comes, the temperature we cannot be identified. If you have more heat, so that will be also one of the limitation. And next one is standardization comes under the everything. If you have doesn't follow any standardization, that is also one of the limitation. And legal instruments, we need to follow the legal authority. So we need to collecting the data. We need to making any analytic. We need to follow the legal process. If it doesn't follow the legal process, automatically what will happen? They will be take a action. Simple example చెప్తాను. Drone cameras. So drone system, if this college is there, someone using the drone, they want to capture this data entire college without our permission of the college admin.
Check, check.
See here, drone. If you use a drone system, the drone will be fly your entire campus. So what will happen? The third party means third person will be flying your drones in your campus. So what will happen? You say illegal. So it should be comes under the legal issue. So that legal issue will be facing, or if for example you want to go to any restaurant, if you want to using drone system, you want to fly in the drone in the particular restaurant, what will happen? They will be take a action. So that it comes under the here legal instruments. Okay. And technical limitation. So here sometimes the sensors we cannot be detect, our connectivity problems, we cannot be transfer the data from source to destination. That electrical issues will becomes in the here. What is the first one is what? When the sensors very hot positions or cold positions, the sensors, humidity sensors or temperature sensor cannot be identified, cannot be detected. That kind of issues will become first one. Second one in the standardization. We need to maintain the standardization and legal instruments. You need to follow the legal process. So, for example, if you want to use any kind of capturing the data, that will becomes a legal issue. And next one is technical limitation. Sometimes, if you want to have a network issues, in the network issue, what will happen? The data cannot be transferred. So, futures of IoT, we need to use traffic issues, resource, retailing, logistics, okay, agriculture, healthcare, sports, okay, home purpose, smart cities purpose, smart parking. These all applications will become under the future IoT. Future IoT in the end, everywhere we need to use, that is comes under the future IoT. If you want to take smart home, smart agriculture, smart hospitals, smart cities, smart parking, smart electricity, okay, smart garbage, the smart retailing, smart logistics, and smart traffic. Everywhere we need to use, that is comes under the future IoT. So there are core sections. We need to use enterprise sections, home purpose, government purpose. We need to use future IoT. Okay, make a note only this point, first point. So only note first point.